One day in Yosemite, how to see it all. Actually, there's entirely too much to see in just a single day, but here is my suggestion on how to get everything out of Yosemite that you can. All right, now, first things first, safety. Yosemite is home to over 400 different species of animal, including red foxes, black bears, bobcats, and snakes. So remember, they are wild. Do not approach them. Do not feed them. Give them the respect that they deserve. Yosemite also has creeks, rivers, and waterfalls. They create dangerous conditions such as slippery rocks. It's not prohibited to wade or climb, but it's dangerous. Many people have broken bones on slippery rocks. Now, Yosemite also has poison ivy, oak, and sumac, and 80% of humans are allergic to those three plants. It's a good idea to familiarize yourself with what they look like so you can avoid them. And last, that adorable little squirrel over there could be carrying the plague. In fact, squirrels, chipmunks, and mice have been known to carry plagues in national parks, so please do not feed them. Also show them respect like you would a giant black bear. All right, now, my first suggestion, wake up really early. I'm not kidding, really early, so you can drive to Glacier Point. Now, if you can look at those maps I've got on there, it is only 15.7 miles, but it's a terrifying 15.7 miles. If your friend from Pittsburgh is driving, she can make it in that 28, and believe you me, we did, but it was awful. I was terrified. I have a very healthy respect for mountain roads. I would have gone much slower. So once you get out and you need a break, you are in a beautiful place to de-stress. You're at Glacier Point. If you look up at that picture in the top left corner, that is a picture of Half Dome Mountain in the top left and two different waterfalls that come together to make the Merced River. Now, what's not pictured is your aerial view of Yosemite Valley. It's absolutely stunning, and I recommend you go there first because it's one of the most popular points, and once it gets busy, it gets busy. I don't want to drive those roads with tour buses, and I don't think anyone really does either. Now that we've got the terrifying road out of the way, let's go back down the terrifying road and don't stop. It's super hard. It really is, because you should head straight down to the valley so you can take a tour. Now, they have more than one different type of tour, but I really suggest the Valley Floor Tour. At this tour, you get 2 hours of basically an interview with a park ranger. The park ranger goes over the history of Yosemite, and they point out everything that you can see on that open air tram like is pictured at the bottom. Now, you do make 2 stops. You stop at the Merced River and at Tunnel View, which is actually why it's hard to drive straight through. We'll get to that in a second. Now, you also get to see El Capitan, Half Dome, which you saw up at Glacier Point. Now you get to see it down low in the valley. You get to see Bridal Veil Fall, Yosemite Fall, and the Merced River. You learn so much on this 2-hour tour that you can hardly believe that some place like Yosemite Valley exists or that it wasn't protected at the beginning. It's beautiful, breathtaking, and worth it. Now, you begin and end at the lodge, which is a short, easy hike from Yosemite Falls. This is actually one of the few completely paved trails, so it's perfect for the whole family. Now, Yosemite Falls is the highest waterfall in Yosemite at 2,425 feet. And it's actually what's known as a tiered waterfall, which means it has multiple waterfalls that form the one. Now, the tallest is the top waterfall, the upper waterfall, at 1,430 feet. It's actually one of 20 highest waterfalls in the world. Now, the middle falls is a series of 5 small plunges at 675 feet, which is actually twice of the lower falls. Now, that easy paved hike that I mentioned, it loops back around, and in the middle, you get to see the lower falls. It's really great hike. I strongly recommend it. Like I said, it's great for the whole family. It's also right next to a restroom, which is also good to note. Now, at this point, I know I've just covered 3 things, but you're probably about 6 hours in. And if you went on a hot summer day like me, this next falls is perfect. This is Bridal Veils Fall. This was known to the Awanichi tribe, the tribe that settled Yosemite Valley, as Pohono, spirit of the puffing winds. That's because when there's a brisk wind, and there almost always is, this waterfall can blow sideways or it can turn into a mist. The Awanichi actually believed that by inhaling the mist, you had a better chance of getting married. That's how we arrived at Bridal Veil for the name. Now, this is a shorter falls. It's only 617 feet. But when it's that hot day and you make that short hike to the base, it's perfect. You leave feeling refreshed and energized. Now, up next is the reason why it's so hard to drive just straight to the valley floor. It's tunnel view. This is actually the most iconic setting in Yosemite Park. This is what everyone thinks of when they think of it. In this one view, you have on the left El Capitan at 3,300 feet with a sheer face cliff, a rock climber's delight. In the middle, you have Half Dome, which you saw from up high at Glacier Point and down low in the valley. And then on the right, you have Bridal Falls again. Now, this is my suggested last stop in your day. And that's because you're on your way back out of the park and the lighting is perfect. At the end of your day, the lighting is up high or starting to set, which means that you can get great family photos because the light will be on your faces as you are ignoring the view and looking at the camera, but it will make perfect memories. Now, this is called Tunnel View because it's at the end of Wawona Tunnel, which is the longest highway tunnel in California at 4,233 feet. There is a great sized parking lot here where campers and the tram that you took earlier can park. So it's a good chance you can get a spot, but you still might have to wait a little bit to get those pictures. Now, I know it seems like I haven't suggested that you do a lot in your one day, but trust me, I believe we spent almost 14 hours in the park on this single day. Now, Yosemite is run by National Park Service. It covers 747,956 acres. That's almost 431 football fields with the end zones. There's over 800 miles of trails and about 4 million people visit Yosemite each year. Now, Yosemite is open year-round, which means that you can do some great winter activities. So I hope that you get the chance to visit. It's perfect and worth just even one single day.